Hello there, my name is Davison and this is my vlogging channel, Davison Video. Now this video is about a YouTuber that I have been watching for probably the past 2-3 months called Mariah Vitoria. And what she is known for is that she completed I believe, okay, I'm going to misquote this, but it was over 50-day water fast. I don't want to say the exact number of days because now my brain is arguing between 46 and 56. Doesn't matter. She water fasted for an extremely long time. And what's nice about her channel is that she's really been emotionally honest about her journey of weight loss and fasting and self-experimentation when it comes to diet. So she originally, I think, was trying to do one meal a day. Then she shifted to doing predominantly just keto, heavy on the ground beef, heavy on the eggs. I think she also experimented with dry fasting as well. So what though has been the new development is that unfortunately Mariah Vitoria just uploaded a video saying that she's quitting YouTube, and I want to encourage her to not quit because I think she is quitting at the wrong moment. Now, there's this concept called the flinch. There's an author that I know from Montreal called Julian Smith, and he wrote a book called The Flinch, which is that people often run away from the moment wherein their life is about to change because they are about to be incredibly successful. People have a fear of success, and it's because they think that they're unworthy, they don't know how to deal with it emotionally, they lack the emotional experience or resources. But what you have to do when success comes your way and its demands is that you have to resist the desire to quit and resist the desire to run away, resist the flinch. And I've had to do this many times in my long ass career on YouTube. I can now say that I've had a long ass career because I've been doing this since 2008. So that's 11 freaking years. I had to endure, I believe, 5 years before I went viral. 5 fucking years of nothing, of less than like 2,000 subscribers, of creating content and not understanding who would see it, not understanding YouTube's algorithm, not understanding how to collab, not understanding how to edit video. But I fought through it. I cried many tears, and I ended up going viral many times. And the good thing about going viral is once you've done it once, you can do it again. It's always guaranteed you got another hit because you figure out kind of the formula on how to create something entertaining. So all that to say, because I'm making it about myself, Mariah, you have proven that in the span of 6 months, you can grow a channel, which is less than it took me. Let me remind you, you can grow a channel from 0 subscribers to 11,000, which is what this freaking vlogging channel has in its entire life. And this vlogging channel started in 2009. This vlogging channel is 10 years old. Mind you, this vlogging channel now is where I just put random stuff. So this is kind of like my sanity. Like I'm raw, I'm unfiltered. It's not high production value. I'm just myself. Anybody who watches me regularly, like Afrain is here right now. This is a live stream. He'll attest to that, you know, this is my place to just be me, and it's like my sacred place. So that said, you've managed to do more in a shorter period of time than I could in 10 years, regardless of whether or not this channel has been random. And by the way, I do have a viral hit on this channel. I think I have a video with 1.7 million views, and I still don't have the claim to fame that you did. So please bear that in mind when you are questioning yourself as to whether or not you could quit, or you are on the verge of quitting itself. Now, I came up with a list of things I wanted to say to you, and I really hope you watch this video, and I hope your trolls watch this video because they are really mean, and I hope your trolls are not factoring in to your decision to quit, because you don't want to listen to the haters, and you know you're doing something right when you're striking an emotional chord with even the most sociopathic of your viewers. So this is going to be my point number 1. So if you quit, Mariah, the trolls win. Do not give the trolls the satisfaction of A, you feeling terrible, or B, you quitting. Don't give people who are critical of you the satisfaction that they got to you enough to stop you, because there's always going to be people who show up every time you succeed at something trying to stop you from getting to the next level. And I heard this before as kind of an analogy. How do you know that you're leveling up in a video game? You meet another boss, you meet another opponent. So I really hope that you're not taking these terrible comments. I won't even say their usernames because they want that attention. I hope you're not taking their comments to heart when they call you a fatty, when they call you a failure, when they say you have psychiatric, oops. Sorry, there was my power mode. When they call you a fatty, when they call you a failure, when they say you have psychiatric disorders, don't listen to them. Don't. Tune them out. But like I said, don't quit, because if you quit, you let them win. You let them win, and they don't deserve to win because they want to see you suffer. They want to see you fail. They want to see you stop. And you are stronger than that, Mariah. You completed an over 50-day water fast. That is incredible. That takes incredible willpower. So don't give up now. Okay, so next point. If you quit, that terrible, abusive, misogynistic snake juice guy also wins. I'm not going to say his name as well because he doesn't deserve me to speak his name, because I don't want people looking him up, though I'm sure they could find him. He came at you, and he comes after people in a really emotionally abusive way, thinking that that's how he's going to motivate them. Plus, he just has a lot of very sexist, regressive ideas, and he believes that he should be the only authority on YouTube about fasting. So I absolutely don't want you to quit, because I don't want him thinking that he doesn't deserve any competition. He might have great ideas about fitness. He might have interesting ideas about electrolytes. He may have motivated a lot of people. I'm not discrediting this man's successes, but he's emotionally abusive and sexist at his core, and he wants to see you fail as well. He very well could be one of the haters that constantly leaves comments on your channel. So please also bear that in mind when you're reading the vitriol that's left on beneath your videos, that it could be him, because haters, right, most of them don't have profile pictures, most of them don't have channels. They can like their own comments, so you could think someone else agreed with the troll when really it's the troll agreeing with themselves. They can even switch between multiple accounts and like their own freaking comments and make it look like a comment they left is, you know, has 4, 5, 6 likes. Don't give in to that. And again, don't quit because you don't want, in a way, a master troll like the snake juice guy to control you and to limit your success, because you really are on the verge of creating your own diet and lifestyle empire. You just have to keep building your audience, and then you can sell to them, which I will get to eventually in this broadcast, because I know about that because I did it myself. I built an audience, and now they are all my patrons on Patreon, and I'm making a very good income annually because I stuck with it. Okay, I stuck with it. So 3, I'd said this before, but if you quit, you're abandoning a channel that beat the odds. The odds are on YouTube that most people never hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. They never hit it because they don't persist, they aren't consistent, they aren't focused, they lack the technical skills, they lack the personality. You lack none of that. You were even producing videos when you had 0 calories in your body. That's incredible. You beat the odds. Why give up now? Don't give up when you beat the odds. You might, yes, it might be unpleasant at times. I've had so many moments wherein this YouTube journey has been insane. Even recently, I'm like, how am I going to keep up with all the content demands? How am I going to be attractive when I'm getting older? You know, how am I going to live up to the online representation of myself? But you got to tune that out. Like, part of maintaining success and achieving success is emotional self-regulation and staying positive. So just because you have a negative thought, Mariah, it doesn't mean that it's true. That is so important to internalize. I really think that you have a lot to offer. You're charismatic, you're smart, you're well-spoken, you've run successful businesses before, you were successful in crypto. to stop now is just prematurely selling yourself short. If you achieved a lot of success in 20 years and you decide to quit, okay, that's fine, retire. But this is premature. So, number 4, all you need to do to start feeling more comfortable about the demands of being a YouTuber is to stick with it, and then you will adapt. It's like sticking to your fast. Maybe the first 2 days are difficult, but the longer you adhere to the fast, the easier and easier it becomes. It's developing your muscles of discipline. So if you quit now, you are not developing discipline, and you are not getting past that wall of where it seems impossible and it seems like you can't do it, when in reality that's just a cognitive distortion. And if you just keep on producing your content twice a week, you'll habituate, you'll get used to it, and then it will become routine. That's the reward of pushing past your limit. So, number 5, here's another story. Here's another anecdote. There was an app that was really popular 5 or 6 years ago called Flappy Bird. I'm sure you're familiar with it. So Flappy Bird was just a silly mobile game where you would have to tap to avoid obstacles, and it went viral because it was really challenging yet simple to learn at the same time. And the developer of that app was making millions of dollars in ad revenue a day, millions. Now, instead of continuing with his app, he heard reports, likely rumors on the internet, that someone had killed themselves because they failed to pass a level on Flappy Bird. So what he did is he pulled the app from the App Store, he shut it down, said, I don't want to deal with this anymore, this is too much, I never anticipated that this would become successful, and I'm not doing this anymore. In my opinion, he pulled a Flappy Bird. He was like the character in his video game. One little obstacle that he couldn't quite negotiate comfortably, and he quits. Don't pull a Flappy Bird. You're uncomfortable right now, you're tired, you're exhausted. So what? Look at all that you've built. You have a community. You have people who comment regularly on your channel. You have people who admire you, who are experienced, such as myself. Why stop now just because you feel lost? Feeling lost also is normal, Mariah. Like, this is the next person that I was going to say, or this next point I was going to say. Sorry, I've had a long day if I'm not being that articulate. I know you're 25, so you're substantially younger than me. I'm 16 years older than you. I guess I could be your mother. But I don't know, you have to know that it's not always going to be fun when you work. It's not always going to be easy, but that's the point. When you build something of value, it's because you've had to go the extra mile. I know it's going to get easier on you as you get older, and maybe this is just a question a bit of maturity and experience. But I just hope this isn't a lesson for you wherein you'll look back in 10 years and go like, oh man, I had so much at 25. What was I thinking? I was so hard on myself. I was so worried about how I looked. I was so worried about what other people were saying. I was so worried that because I couldn't train for a marathon, in a week, that meant that I should not train for a marathon at all. Like all these unreasonable things that are easier to think and believe when you're younger. Just be more balanced in your self-auditing and know that it will get better. You just have to not quit. So my final point was, you got to pace yourself, Mariah. I think the problem is that you were doing the daily vlogger thing. What happens to most daily vloggers is they can't sustain it, they quit, or they have a meltdown after 3 years. So maybe your meltdown is a little early, but it's very hard to sustain in the long term. This isn't in conflict with what I said earlier, wherein you have to exercise, your discipline muscle, and that you need to get into a YouTube routine. It more means that yes, the demands of daily content can really weigh heavily on people. But that's why you should, instead of quitting, just reduce the number of videos that you produce. And I mean, number 7 or 8, I don't even know what number I'm on now. I just wanted to say, like, if you feel bad about yourself, if you're struggling emotionally, if you feel that you've got obsessive voices about food in your head, you should maybe seek help. There's no harm in that. I'm not saying that you have a mental disorder, and even if you did, I wouldn't shame you for it. It's normal to have mental problems at various points in one's life. It's very hard in your early 20s because you're newly an adult. You're figuring out where you fit in the world. You don't understand what it means to be an adult. You don't understand that even older people are still confused. You know, you have all these grand expectations when you're in your 20s. So it's normal that you're struggling right now. I struggled when I was younger. You know, I went through a period of anxiety and depression and figuring my stuff out. So if you need help and you need to talk to someone, you should. I fully think that you should. And you've inspired me. I'll leave you with that. You've inspired me to go out and live a life that I love. I love that you say that at the end of all your videos. I think you're stronger than you realize. I think that you're just a few tweaks away from continuing to build your motivational and health empire. And if talking about diet all the time is messing you up, then move on to talking about how to run a business, how to stay motivated, how to be positive. You know, you could be a lifestyle coach. You don't have to stay stuck with what you built, and you could vary your videos so that one video is about fasting and diet, and then the other video is about something else. Mix it up a bit, and maybe it will make you happier and make you not so obsessed with just numbers on scales and what you're eating and the dietary community and all that jazz. So that's it. I just wanted to, I know this video went on far longer than I anticipated. I hope I was articulate. I feel like I was a little bit all over the place. I have not eaten that much today, but that's because I ate a lot of restaurant meals this week. I'm not at home. So my brain's a little depleted right now with the glucose. But I'm here for you, Mariah. I look forward to your next videos. All of this reminds me of, there's this guy who died. He was a cancer vlogger that I watched, Pee Wee Toms, and he was always saying at the end of his videos, don't give up, don't give in. So I feel like that's what you need to really internalize. Don't give up, don't give in. Take all of this emotional discomfort as merely lessons. If you need additional help, get it. But you're on the right track. You just gotta keep going. So my name is Davison. Thank you for watching. I have some haters on your channel calling me a middle-aged SLUT. You do that, you go boo-boo. I think I look pretty good for being a middle-aged lady. I'm also not a fatty, if you think I'm defending her because I'm a fatty, but that's the reason why the trolls call people fatties, is because they're following the words of the snake diet guy, who's emotionally abusive to get people to diet, and he calls overweight people fatties. Kind of gives you an idea of the type of community that she faced before starting her own venture. I don't think much of it. It was funny at first, but at its core, it's emotionally abusive. And yes, if you ever need to talk, I'm here to bounce ideas off of and to give you, I don't know, be your mentor, because I'm an older lady who's been doing this for a long time. So, okay, I'll just go to comments and then I'll quit. Have I made sense, my dear people who are watching? I think Mr. Feel's here. I've been watching a few of her videos, though I have not seen any yet, says Mr. Feel. Let me know what you think when you do. John says hi. Conquer says marry me. And Efrain says evening. Oh man, I'm at 10%. It's awful. I hate really reading the troll comments on Mariah's videos. I've been like responding to the trolls and telling them to back off, haters. Because I feel like nobody really came to my defense frequently when I started. And I could have used it. Like, I had so many people call me ugly, even though I was a professional model, even though that's what I make my money off of now. So I'm ugly, and yet somehow I'm a hoe bag who, sells her body online. It's like, which one is it? But yeah, I could have used someone jumping to my defense. So I've been jumping to her defense. I feel protective of her because I guess I see myself in her. I see the beginnings of what I became in her. And I don't think she'll ever do the sexy style content that I've done, but I see her as an ambitious entrepreneur, self-employed, self-directed young woman, and who's sensitive and emotional, and she just needs to learn how to emotionally self-regulate and develop discipline and a vision and focus and commitment. because that's what it takes to succeed. Okay, so Mr. Field says, I've not said anything because I don't know if dry fasts are safe. I know she's losing hair, and I had a problem with that when I was dry fasting. So John says, that doesn't look like your place. Are you on the road? Yes, I am not at home right now, which explains my content production schedule for my patrons. But yeah, what about losing hair on dry fasting? Yeah, I mean, it's proven that that happens because you become deficient in certain minerals, and it's immensely stressful on your body to deprive it of water and nutrients. So that's why not only does your body destroy senescent cells or cells that are flawed, it also destroys healthy cells. It's almost like a natural form of chemo, so that's why your hair falls out. Her hair will grow back when she resumes eating normally, and I do think part of her problem is that she is eating a very ground beef, cheese, and egg heavy diet, and that's not nutritionally balanced. I don't care what anybody says. She needs more vegetables, and I think that her problems would diminish. She's pushing it to extremes a little bit, but that's my personal opinion. Some carnivores will disagree with me. I just think the more balanced approach to a keto based or low carb diet is to have, like, you know, your cruciferous vegetables, you know, your string beans, not actual legumes, and you know, your peppers and whatnot, and that balances out all the nutrients. But without that, I'm just not convinced that she's getting enough vitamin C, getting enough, you know, magnesium, all sorts of other, you know, phytonutrients and vitamins and minerals that are more present in certain vegetables. So anyhow, guys, it's been a slice. I hope you like this, Mariah. Oops, I have droned on long enough. My name is Davison. You can subscribe to me if you want, but right now I'm not really making videos about diet. I'm just responding